Grace. It is, without a doubt, the single most important word in the Christian vocabulary, and also one of the most misunderstood. We use it all the time. We say grace before meals. We talk about a state of grace or a saving grace. But what is it really? We often think of it as a feeling of divine favor, a sort of spiritual luck, or simply God's forgiveness. But in the rich and precise understanding of the Catholic Church, grace is something far more definite, more powerful, and more essential. It is not just a divine attitude, it is a divine reality. It is nothing less than the very life of God dwelling within the human soul. It is the fuel of the spiritual life, and without it, we can do nothing. To grasp this concept, the Church distinguishes between two primary types of grace: sanctifying grace and actual grace. They work together, but they are distinct. Let's start with the one that is the very foundation of our relationship with God: sanctifying grace. Sanctifying grace is a stable, supernatural disposition that perfects the soul itself to enable it to live with God and to act by His love. That's a dense definition, so let's break it down. Think of your soul at its natural human level. It's good, because it was created by God, but it is purely human. Sanctifying grace is a free and undeserved gift from God that elevates your soul to a whole new level of existence. It allows your soul to participate in the divine nature, in the very life of the Trinity. It is a sharing in God's own life. The feeling is one of becoming something new. It's like a light switch being turned on in a dark room. Before grace, the soul is in darkness, separated from God by original sin. At baptism, God infuses this grace into the soul. The darkness is dispelled, and the soul is filled with the light and life of God. This is why it's called sanctifying grace. It makes us holy. It makes us saints, children of God, and heirs of heaven. This is what it means to be in a state of grace. It is a real, objective state of being, a permanent, indwelling presence of God in the soul, as long as it is not destroyed by mortal sin. When a person commits a mortal sin, they deliberately and with full knowledge choose to sever their relationship with God. The result is the loss of sanctifying grace. The light goes out. The soul is once again in a state of spiritual death. But even then, God in His mercy provides a way back. The sacrament of confession is the ordinary means by which sanctifying grace is restored to a soul that has lost it. The sound of the words of absolution from the priest is the sound of spiritual resurrection, the life of God flooding back into the soul. Now, if sanctifying grace is the engine of the soul, what gets the engine to turn over and actually do something? That is the role of actual grace. Actual grace is a temporary, supernatural intervention by God. It is not a permanent state, but a divine push or nudge in a particular moment. It is the grace that enlightens our minds and strengthens our wills to do good and to avoid evil. It's the sudden thought to pray for someone. It's the strength to resist a temptation. It's the clarity to understand a difficult teaching of the faith. It's the courage to apologize when you've done wrong. Actual grace is God working on us from the outside, so to speak, prompting us to act. Sanctifying grace is God living within us, transforming our very being. We need both. A person in a state of mortal sin who has lost sanctifying grace can still receive actual graces from God. God is constantly knocking on the door of every heart, offering the actual grace to repent and come back to Him. For those who are in a state of sanctifying grace, actual graces help them to grow in holiness, to perform good works, and to persevere in their faith. The ultimate revelation here is that we are utterly dependent on grace. Jesus said it plainly, "Apart from me, you can do nothing." In the spiritual life, we cannot take a single step towards God without His grace moving us first. We cannot believe, we cannot hope, we cannot love, we cannot even pray for a single moment without God's grace enabling us. This understanding is the foundation of Christian humility. It demolishes any sense of spiritual pride or self-reliance. Our salvation is not something we achieve on our own. It is a gift from beginning to end. The fallout of this doctrine is a life of deep gratitude and active cooperation. We should be profoundly thankful for the gift of sanctifying grace we received at baptism. We should cherish it as the most precious treasure we possess. And we must actively cooperate with the actual graces God sends us every single day. We cooperate through prayer by asking for God's help. We cooperate through the sacraments, especially the Eucharist and confession, which are the primary channels through which God pours His grace into our souls. And we cooperate by performing acts of charity, which open our hearts to receive even more grace. Grace is not a magical substance. It is a personal relationship with God. It is His life, His power, His love, offered to us freely, inviting us to share in His own eternal happiness. It is the fuel that not only gets us to heaven, but allows us to begin living a heavenly life, right here on earth. If you wish to understand the fundamental mechanics of the Catholic spiritual life, consider following our channel.